Bula, talohani, talofokoe, Kim the Moody, hello, kito one talk, Krakinakumai, Malo, Soifua, Moa, Malalangi Mama, Brian Sangala here from Brian Sangala Event Specialist with episode 6 of Talanoa Moana, where we highlight another amazing story within our Pasifika diaspora. And this evening, family, we are joined by the lovely Soana Aleva. Soana has over 8 years experience in radio as a former host on NiuFM, youth advocate working for the Tongan Youth Trust, the Cause Collective, and assistant producing national dance tours for Pacific Dance New Zealand, as well as having grown up in the street dance community in Aotearoa. Soana is also a former winner of Miss Tongan International title at the Miss Heilala Beauty Pageant. And with all these experiences, Soana has taken a leap of faith exploring being a creative entrepreneur. With that, Malolele and Mana Opito, thank you so much for joining us this evening, dear.
Malolele, thank you, Brian. Good to be with you.
it's new, but it's sort of the same way, both of us being former hosts on Pacific Media Network, so that's good. Before we start, of course, we're about in the beautiful kingdom of Tonga. You're repping this evening, my friend.
Yes, I come from the beautiful villages La Paha and also Vava on my dad's side.
Very good. And also to acknowledge your amazing Melika Pushiaki, former producer for the PM Tonga shows. She might pop in.
She might come a cup of tea somewhere.
But all good. So firstly, why don't we talk about, at the moment you are exploring your entrepreneurial juices and that in the form of Feunukoula Designs as well as Shop Wisdom.
Yes, yeah.
So tell us a bit about those two ventures to begin with.
Yeah, so Feunukoula Design Golden Thread. It's pretty indigenous and cultural knowledge being passed down, weaved down. So it's didn't start from me, it started from my ancestors way back, and everything that they've shared and they've passed on has come through my mom and all the way down to me. And it's something as simple or as far back as our patterns, our cultural patterns. I'm actually wearing one of our designs. So, yeah. And these are patterns that hold a lot of history and knowledge that, that people won't know unless you like sit down with your nan and have that conversation. So I decided to learn about that through my mom and put it into designing on clothing. So that's Feunukoula.
Yeah.
And then Shop Wisdom is a personal brand of mine that I love that started with an idea of putting encouraging words on mugs.
Nice.
And it was just an idea. I was just like, I would love to sit there and just see something inspire me or encourage me in the form of a mug. And and then like a year later, I did some research, looked into suppliers and decided to get the mug machine itself and then make it. Yeah. And I have one of the mugs here as well.
Sure.
So this one says, what would Beyonce do?
WWBD. Okay.
Because I was just thinking, like, when you're in the workplace, people are reading what you're And then an unexpected one, the Warriors mug. Come on. With last
Moana.
name. Yeah, Moana, Tongan last name.
Yes.
And then we had Mother's Day. So one of the Samoan mamas came in, wanted to give it to her friend because she works at the hospital. Yeah. And it's just a photo of her and her friend, and she loves flowers. So
nice.
Yeah. It started as an idea for words and encouraging words, but as I grew my customer base, I got to learn more about them and what they would want. And so I thought it would be 100% faith-based customers, but it turned to be 10% warriors and then 10% the locals in Otahu and what they wanted. So it all started with an idea, but as you grow in business, you learn to adapt and hear and listen to what your customers want. So
How long have the two ventures been running now?
Oh, they both started in 2023.
Yeah.
So it's about 2 years now.
Nice.
Yeah. And before that, they were ideas that we kind of just let process and sat on for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the mug one as well. I was just thinking about it for a whole year until I was able to save up enough to go and get the supplies to then create it. And I decided to launch it on Mother's Day of 2023. Nice. Yeah. So it got to a point where I was like, okay, I have enough information from my research, but I feel like I've just been searching too much information and not doing any action. And then it took a week for me to just be like, okay, I'm going to go get a friend who does photo shoots. Take a photo of my mugs. They weren't the prettiest mugs at the time. But yeah, it just took a week for me to decide, okay, we'll take photos, we'll launch a social media page, and then actually get the business running. So all the systems and pricing came afterwards.
Nice. But then it's a different sort of structure when it comes to clothing and design and that.
Yeah.
So you have a dedicated designer, and
Yeah.
where do you source your fabric from, Soana?
Yes. So our aunties, our mamas are actually like a lot of the things are handmade as
Sure.
well. So if I also, sorry, there's a lot of product.
No.
But a lot of our mamas hand make the crafts as well.
Wow.
And we will have some aunties that sew the material too. We just come up with the design, and then we have looked at other suppliers from all over the world, whether it's China or America.
Yeah.
And then it depends on what the event is, or if we're just ordering it as part of our stock, then we'll source from those different things. But, yeah.
How has business been running over the last 2 years?
Oh my gosh, it's been mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Like for within the year of starting our clothing design, we've been able to do campaigns for the Miss Pacific Islands.
Wow.
Yeah, the Miss Halala reached out to us. We've been able to participate in Utah Pacific Fashion Show, and shout out to Moana Shrinky. She's recently like followed us on our page. Yeah, and I'm just like, for us, we just started small, but like with the support of our community and really putting yourself out there, all these opportunities have come along, and it's been beautiful. It's grown so fast. We're still learning, but we just didn't think it could reach that level.
When you're growing that quickly,
and
you're scaling up in that, what sort of plans do you have in place to be able to handle that increased capacity, or is it something you're currently working through in terms of systems in there?
Yeah, we're working on that. Relationships are a big thing. So we've been working closely with the Otahu Youth Hub.
Nice.
And so we're going to be working with their youth team. They also have business goals as well. And it's just more manpower is what we need. Like when it's just one person or two people like sharing the roles, it can get a lot sometimes. So the systems we need to put in place is just more people, more help. And all the new AI stuff that people have been talking about to make it easier. But
what has been a few of the big lessons you've learned on this business journey so far for you over the last 2 years, Soana?
The main thing is to look after yourself. You are the business, basically, especially when I started out with mugs. I was the social media manager, I was the creative, I was the organizer. And so when I'm down, that's when the business is down. That actually it's the cool part. There's parts of the business where I take breaks. Like some breaks have been for months on my mugs, but that's because capacity and just knowing that you can be so passionate you run yourself to the ground. So a main lesson would be look after yourself, because you are the person behind the business until you can get more help, and and just to put your well-being and mental health as well first. So,
a lot of people watching have ideas in that, but then it's the transition from that idea to actually taking that leap of faith and taking action. What was the thing for you that helped you in terms of idea to transition to actually taking action to create and run your own business, Soana?
Yes. I think it was just the fear of not doing it. Usually you have the fear of like, I don't want to do it. But I was like, I don't want to live in a world where I haven't tried all my ideas because I'll regret it. Fear of regret. There you go. And I just knew like, okay, it's not going to be perfect. Like what I've learned in business is it's okay to launch at 70%. And then improve your idea as you go. Because if you wait till 100%, you'll miss out on sales, but also you'll never get there, and you'll waste all this time. If we hadn't started 2 years ago, imagine on all these stories and encounters that we could have missed out on if we, hesitated. So I just thought, I've waited long enough. I've sat on the idea for a year, so I'm just going to go for it because I'll regret not knowing what could have been. That and my faith in God too, like just knowing that he is someone backing me, because I feel a lot of young people have imposter syndrome, or just they're afraid of what people will think about them. But I just thought like people aren't, it's not me by myself in this field. It's me and God. Like, so whatever comes, they're not just coming against me. I've got a big God behind me. So
Come on.
Yeah.
It's something that you touch on, which I see a lot in our younger generation, and especially with the social media and that imposter syndrome for you. How do you, if it's something that you've had to face personally, how do you overcome it aside from your faith?
I have different like mechanisms, like journaling, and just talking with friends, but the main thing is surrounding yourself with the right people and supporters. So, I want to give a shout out to all the other local businesses here in Mangere as well. Those are the people that speak into me, and like if I'm ever feeling like doubt, they remind me that no, you're called to this. Like, and they'll sometimes you need someone to like just kick you up the butt and be like, put your feelings aside.
Come on.
So you need to go serve someone, or like you already know what you're doing. You just need that pep talk. And through the roughest times of business that I've gone through in this season, it's my business friends who also know the struggle that have come around me, and is honestly one of the reasons I'm still around in business. Because they support.
For you as a Tongan proud Pasifika, what are some of the skill sets that you believe are unique as Pasifika that help you as a business owner?
I think having strong interpersonal skills and cultural competency is a big one. Like, because we grew up in our churches, we grew up in big families, we already know how to deal with different needs. Like, we have the needs of our elders, we have the children, and so that's prepped me for business, because I thought I was going in to serve myself. I was just making products for myself. But we have our whole community coming through with a problem to be solved or need to be met. And I feel growing up with interpersonal skills, knowing how to deal with people, how to serve them and not be like on top of like on a pedestal. Not them coming to you, it's you going to serve them, has taught me a lot in business.
Now, another big part of your life, Soana, Feunukoula performing arts. How long have you been doing it? How did that all start?
So I started with my mom. Shout out to her. This is my mother's legacy, which began over 30 years ago. Here in Aotearoa, but before that, she used to work at the Tongan National Cultural Center. So she grew up there and learned.
Is it back in Tonga?
Back in Tonga, So they used to travel the world and share the culture, and people would also come to them, and it was everything. So when my mom came to New Zealand, she started to go around all the church groups, community groups, and teach it there. So I'm standing on her shoulders doing this work. Just decided that I would step in and help with the creative and social media side to, because before then, the only way to reach people, she would go to their door, or like, it was word of mouth. But now with social media, I thought I'd help direct that side and bring in the new element of things through social media.
Do you ever feel the pressure with your mum having such a high profile and being known globally as a great knowledge holder of the Tongan culture? Having to continue that legacy?
Yes, I do. I feel the pressure on knowing the language itself, and I always want to honor it, but I'm still on a journey of myself learning it. Even though I've been around her and everything, I know it, but it's just my own journey of speaking it as well. So I do feel pressure all the time, but I feel it just starts with being there. I think they'll support anyone giving it a go. And until I'm like saying a speech in front of like the king or something, I'm glad I'm not at that day yet, but I'll just keep learning. I like to be behind the scenes with my mom, but there's already pressure there of people knowing who she is and knowing us.
So and expectation on you.
There's big expectation on me. Everywhere we go. So I try my best to live up to it, and I just takes personal learning.
So with Feunukoula Performing Arts, can you give us an overview or a structure of Feunukoula Academy Performing Arts, how it works?
Yes, so for 30 years, my mom would teach in schools, or she actually ran the academy with kids every 10 weeks or during a school term. Now that I'm here, we've switched it to more of a service. So we have groups come to us for like cultural advising more so. And
okay.
yeah, so it's more like we're moving from community more into just private groups, but only because a lot of the kids have we're so spoiled for services in Auckland. So we're just trying something new, and we've worked with like the Auckland YSA that was one, for example, and we've started creating like showpieces but with cultural advising on it. So yeah, we're moving more into corporate and industry as well, but we're always going to be open to classes, one-on-one, and we are working on creating our booking systems online. So,
nice.
Yeah.
How many kids and the age range currently with Feunukoula?
Yes, so right now we're working with university age and upwards, so 18 plus. Before that, it was all ages, kids from like 2 to 18. But we are now just going 18 plus, all the way up to 30. So, yeah.
Nice. Now, something that I didn't know about you that I mentioned at the outset was in terms of Miss Heilala. So you were Miss Tongan International title at Miss Heilala. What year was it?
2019. Yeah. Oh, that was so funny. And it wasn't funny at all, actually. But I just never expected to take that journey. But it was part of going back to my roots as well. Because beauty pageant was
Man, it must be cutthroat.
It's so cutthroat. Oh my gosh! Like that was the same year I was crumping. So like, so all my friends were like, your Instagram posts are confusing us. But I was like, hey, I wanted to go back to my roots. I haven't been back to Tonga since I was born there. And it was so beautiful learning everything. Like just to like how they create the costumes from scratch, from plants. My uncles who are musicians, what I learned from that experience is that I have always been this person in the culture. It just took me this long to come back and rediscover it. You know, growing up in New Zealand, we're influenced by the Western system, which is not bad. I grew up in hip hop, but then doing the pageant led me back to who I've always been as a young Tongan girl.
With the whole, when you look back on that time and the competition and New Zealand Tongan going back to the motherland and such a prestigious beauty pageant, Miss Heilala, what are some of your strongest memories from the competition, from the pageant?
Oh my gosh. So everyone knows that Tongans are extra. My mom made all the village men build a platform and lift me up on the platform as my entrance into my ta'olunga. So like thousands of Tongans are just watching me like going like this, and I'm like 8 men underneath me just like lifting me. I think that was one of my best memories. Also meeting all the locals and my pageant sisters as well. They were from all around the world. We had 25 contestants that year.
Wow.
It was the 60th birthday of the king. So I just being exposed to my culture was the best thing for me. And just the healing energy you feel when you go back home.
Wow, the healing. Elaborate on that. What do you mean healing?
I feel like just spiritually, I never knew I was out of place, if that makes sense. But going back home, I just felt like reconnected. And I don't know, I just felt this different aura being back home, like, because I hadn't been back since I was born. That's probably why. And it was a big culture shock. And I just feel like the questions I had about myself or my identity, it all started to make sense when I was back in the homeland. So.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What about the camaraderie? I mean, I jokingly said cutthroat, but there must be a great camaraderie amongst contestants, and just having that shared passion for Tonga and in the culture.
There was definitely a strong bond between us, and because there were girls from all around the world, I found that there was a lot of us in common that had this passion to represent our culture, and we all had similar backgrounds. We all had worked in community or had a special skill or talent, and it was actually humbling to be like, oh, I'm not all that. There's this girl that can play the flute. Like, yeah, like you just learn, wow, there's way more out there, but they're also your sisters. So it was such a great experience to learn about like-minded people in a different country. And now we're still friends. We still hype each other.
Man, that's awesome.
I've seen some of them start their own business ventures in Australia. And yeah, it's just a beautiful coming together.
Nice.
Culture.
An overview, you mentioned Crump, an overview of your street dance career and how that all came about for you.
Yes. So that started in youth programs when I was a teenager. I was in a crew called Freshmen.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and Fresh Movement. And at 19, 20, I went to Worlds with them, and I'll always like give them my gratitude, because that's where I learned my work ethic, and that you could do anything with hard work. And they're also the hip hoppers, also like the community that taught me that you can dream big and work hard towards it. So I've just applied everything I've learned in training, being consistent, giving it a go, doing hard things. I've applied it now in business and running the cultural academy too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about the work with Tongan Youth Trust and youth advocacy.
Yes. That one, well, that was a role that I was volunteering at when I was 19. And it went from volunteering to being voluntold to be they were like, okay, you're gonna come do all the projects. And I was like, oh, and they're all elders, so I just listened. We ran high school or after school homework centers. We ran performing arts programs, and it was just making a safe space for the youth to come together, which I also did at the Course Collective. We were just looking at the needs of young people, and the main needs are a sense of belonging and feeling like they do have a purpose and that they are the solution.
Wow.
So a lot of the work I did with those amazing organizations was just facilitating workshops that give them the opportunity to prove that. And they also did that with me. They allowed me to MC a lot of small group gigs.
Yeah.
And those were my first MC gigs ever before radio. So like, Soana, we've got 20 young people coming in. You're gonna do notices and lead prayer. Like, that's simple. That's where MC started for me. And then, okay, we got a community event. You're MCing, and I was like, what the heck? But I'm confident there because it's like not many people.
Sure.
But yeah, so Tongan Youth Trust is an amazing organization too, and we did the youth awards just to acknowledge. Yeah, it's all about sense of belonging and showing them that they are the solution. Yeah.
You mentioned, or you touched on some of the needs for our young people. What is the message to our youth, especially Pasifika, that are watching our Talanoa today? Well, what's the message to them, Soana?
My main message to the young people is that you can do anything that you put your mind to. God's put it all in you. You're all capable, and to never doubt yourself. Don't let fear stop you from achieving anything you want, and keep going, because you've got a lot of people behind you. And I support you as well.
Yes. Now, both of us are formerly with Pacific Media Network. Tell us a bit about your broadcasting career and how that's actually helped you in the other areas of your life, which we've touched on, especially now in your entrepreneurial season.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That was such a fun season for me. Pacific Media Network. I learned a lot about serving our people, but mainly just gaining confidence through all the work we've done, because you look back, you feel nervous in the moment if there's an interview scheduled, if we're going on air, but we just were like, okay, I'm nervous, I'm gonna do it. You just train yourself.
Do it scared.
Do it scared. Push yourself, sink or swim. And I think that confidence from that environment and that season is what keeps me going in business. Because now I'm like, I'm scared. Okay, post. I'm scared. Okay, email somebody. You know. And those companies have given me the confidence, and I'm grateful that they allowed me to gain that experience and be around people such as you as well, and all our community superstars who have also led the way. And it started with, I went to radio training school in 2014. So I was gonna take a gap year straight after high school and just perform, but my mom encouraged me to study and take this pathway.
Mm.
And if she didn't do that, I would have never had this journey of
Wow.
friendship and fun in radio. So yeah, I think my broadcasting career, I owe a lot to it for giving me a voice and giving me a lot of confidence through our community work, through all the experience. Yeah.
What was the biggest difference from training, like at radio school, to actually the daily grind of being a radio host on an established station?
Oh, it's way more full on. Like, I guess in radio training school, you have the theory and you're just like, oh, it's going to be fun. I'm just going to share, my daily observations, what I saw at the bus stop. So that was the fun that I was like, oh, I'm going to share all these facts. But the radio world is a real world, especially working through COVID.
Oh my gosh,
when
COVID,
real life, when real life hits, you're serving. It's a big job and you have to be really focused. You're thinking, and I've gotten a lot of advice from Brian over my years, which I'm so grateful for. You got to keep the people in mind when you're going to work. So how would you describe it? I'd say way full on. It was so full on.
It was full on, but it was also, I think, even though, it was a global pandemic, but just the ability to be able to be a voice.
Yes.
That people could listen to daily, whether it's, we're touching base with the Ministry of Health, or in my case, I was able to speak with a lot of different members of our Pacific community around the world and see what their experiences were. But like I say, it's always an honor, because you just never know in any given moment who you might be speaking to, that you can really make their day. And I'm sure you've had it just as much as I, whether it's out in public being recognized, or somebody ringing through or emailing to the station, say, hey, thank you so much for that. It really made my day. Such a blessing. I was just thinking about your post. What was the post? The one that got over 1 million? Was it Moana? Was it the Moana one?
It was no. Lilo and Stitch. Nani.
Nani,
the older sister.
So how did that all come about? Was it like you were just randomly posting during the show?
Yeah.
So
I was like you said, I was sharing my reaction when the casting had come out. And, a lot
for that, sorry, I'm not too familiar. So what was the big thing about the casting?
Oh, so they
had the live action.
Live action. They had dropped the cast of who was playing Nani and who played Nani at the time. And it wasn't who I expected from the cartoon, because I was such a big fan of the cartoon growing up. And I just posted a reaction like, no, like I was like, this is not my Nani, or like, that kind of thing. And I was just speaking on, because I'm surrounded by so many beautiful Pacific women. I was like, we look like her. We're all out here. Then it went viral. It's like 3 million right now. Yeah. And I was getting tagged by people from Mexico. Someone was speaking in Spanish to me. They were sending me videos. People were taking photos from my Instagram and like, sharing it on their posts. But like, they were just talking about the features.
Yeah.
But it's what you said. I got to be the voice and share what a lot of people were thinking. And it was just an initial reaction. It wasn't like serious. I wasn't like, cast me.
Yeah, but when you saw it blow up and go viral the way it did, what did you think? And what was the reaction from guys at work?
Oh my gosh, everyone at work was like, Soana, what did you do?
Yeah.
Also, the Disney Studios, someone set it on fire that same week after my thing, but it wasn't because of me. It wasn't because of me, guys. But they were just like so shocked that it had caused such it sparked so much conversation. Everyone had something to say about it as well. And I was just like sitting there like, I just posted it 5 minutes before work ended. Like,
man, but you must have hit on a pulse about, if you're going to represent us, authentically and genuinely. Which leads to the next question. Hey, did you ever go watch the live action? And if so, how does it compare, if at all, to the cartoon?
I am so sorry. I have not watched it yet.
Okay, then.
I will. I do plan on. It's just, I'm waiting to go actually, but I'm just waiting because once I see it, all I know from
then you're going to do another reaction from the movie.
I'm going to do a review, but no setting on fire. Yeah. So, but I am gonna go watch it.
Yeah.
I heard it's still good.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to, you know,
Oh,
my
yeah,
childhood.
yeah.
Yeah. But that's social media for you.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's social media.
Man, the good and the bad, eh, and the
Yeah.
and the ugly in there. It's
Yeah.
it's so funny because like for myself doing this and being more active on social media, you think,
Yeah.
oh, everybody loves you, but
Yeah.
no.
There's two sides.
Yeah, hey, and then you
Yeah.
get those random comments saying like,
Yeah.
real. Bro, and then it's user 1 through
Yeah,
and then you
yeah.
go on their profile and it's like, bro, they, not even one post, and it's like,
Yeah.
come on now, no more burner accounts. No,
Oh.
sorry,
I'm gonna delete my burner
Yeah.
account right now.
no more burner
That
accounts.
comment was probably
Show your
nasty.
true self, man.
Yeah. No, that's
Okay.
it.
So for you, in terms of business goals or life goals, or talk to us about the next 5-10 years and
Yes.
and what the goals are for you, Soana.
One of my main goals is just to produce more products and scale up, because I know that a lot of our community knows about it or supports, but we have kind of still kept it hidden in a sense. Like
Yeah.
we can do more in sharing it.
Yeah.
So I want to scale for sure. And I think my main goal is just to keep creating freedom through entrepreneurship.
Nice.
Time freedom, and also to provide for my family. That's my main goal always. I've got a lot of siblings.
Yeah.
And yeah, to continue being creative and giving that gift to the world, serving
Nice.
wherever I'm called,
Nice.
whatever that looks like. Because one thing about entrepreneurship is sometimes, you don't know how you're like, where it's going to go, how it's going to go. So yeah.
And maybe one last piece of advice for young potential entrepreneurs. Again, they've got the business there, but they just need that little encouragement or that little push to jump and to spread their wings and fly in faith, for their own business.
My encouragement is to do your research.
Nice.
And be surrounded by people who support you. But you can do it. You can. If I can do it, and I never expected this entrepreneur route, then you can do it for sure. So.
Awesome. The incredible Soana Aleva, Malo Apito. So we have included Soana's links to her business and the Feunukoula Academy as well in the description below, so you can get in touch with her. A very big thank you, Soana. Really, really appreciate your time, dear, and so very inspirational. God bless Ovato and keep up the amazing work. Oh, and I suppose I better mention, hey, if you're looking for an MC for you, you can go with me or her. So there you go.
He's got a viral video too. So go follow, repost that.